Hi everyone, I'm Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. This week I have a very popular style to show you. It's not new, but it's new to me. This is Upstage by Raquel Welch in the color Shaded Biscuit. I want to thank wigs.com for sending me this lovely style so that I can review her for you. And I wanted to remind you that I'm a moderator for their private Facebook group. It's a wonderful place to exchange ideas and information, ask questions, or just show off your styles. And we'd love to invite you to join us there. So let's go ahead and get a good look at this very popular style and color. I absolutely love this kind of a bob length. This is one of my favorite types of styles. But I have not tried this before. It reminds me a little bit of Portrait Mode, which is currently sold out, I believe, in all colors, but hopefully will be back in stock soon. So if you're looking for a substitute for Portrait Mode, I think this is absolutely an option. And let's go ahead and look at some of the details. So we have some beautiful layers, even a little bit of a fringe, some shorter fringe pieces, as you can see here. Very wispy. It's definitely not a strong bang. And you have some little flips here and there. For the most part, these flips are curling under more than out. You could make them curl outward if that's what you like. If you like the flip going outward that way, I prefer it curled under, so I like to fluff it so it kind of curls under a little bit. And yeah, it's a very pretty heat-friendly style. I think I will want to absolutely change this zigzag parting and steam these fibers away from the face, because the effect that I'm getting right out of the box, and all I've done so far is finger comb this style, is a word that we don't like to use in the wig community, and that is helmet. I don't know if you can see this, but this just right now on me, I feel like it's engulfing my head, and I need these fibers a little bit away from the face so that I don't feel like I have this helmet on. So we will do that together. We'll change that part line and steam these fibers away from the face. Let's go ahead and look at some of the details. So we have that lace front beautifully done with the lighter fibers in the front, very soft hairline. We will change that parting space, so we remove that zigzag parting. And then let's go ahead and look at her from all sides. Here she is from the right and the back. And the left. Yeah, you can see these fibers really want to flop in my face. So we will absolutely do that together. We'll look at the cap construction. We will change that part line, steam the fibers away from the face. We'll go over some styling options for Upstage. And lastly, I'll take her outside so we can get a good look at this beautiful color in natural light. So here we have the cap construction for Upstage. First, I'll remove the piece of silicone scar tape that I like to apply there. This helps me achieve a natural scalp appearance for the monofilament area where otherwise my dark bio hair might peek through, and this way I don't have to wear a wig cap. I like to use the AWD Medical silicone scar tape, and I will leave that in the description box below. So yes, we have a beautiful mono top on Upstage. An extended lace front. You can see it comes about halfway down the ear tabs on both sides, and this allows you to style her away from the face and have the appearance of hair growth all along that extended lace front. So I absolutely love that feature. I do think it's interesting. You can see some lighter fibers, just a little triangle of lighter fibers there, and that is at that parting space. If you part it on the left, you get a little bit of extra blonde fibers there. Then we have soft ear tabs with metal stays, an extended nape, and Velcro adjusters. And this also gives you a bit of extra coverage, so that's lovely. And I wanted to mention that I did loosen these adjusters pretty much as I could, and this now comfortably fits my 22-inch circumference. I'll have all my measurements listed in the description box below so you can compare them to your own. So absolutely very comfortable for my average size head. Then we have hand-tied. This is a partially hand-tied cap. So as you can see, there are some wefts sewn in here in the back near the nape. And then you have a fully hand-tied top and sides. And these side panels are stretchy. They're a little bit stretchy. But the top and the back here, those areas are not stretchy. And I think you would damage the material if you try to stretch them. So the effect of that is that you don't get much stretch. You don't get any stretch front to back, but you do get a little bit of stretch side to side if that's something you're looking for. So a wonderful cap construction. And then I wanted to mention, I did check for permatease. And of course, when you have a fully hand-tied cap or any hand-tied portions of a cap, you will rarely find any permatease in those areas, if so minimal. And I'm not sure I've ever seen that, but I did check carefully. I found some shorter fibers near the nape and on the ear tabs, but they didn't really appear crimped to me. So I would say virtually no permatease on this style. The volume you're getting is just from the amount of fiber that you have. And so I think that really helps with movement and is a really natural look. Okay, so first, let's go ahead and change that zigzag parting. I have my rat tail comb, and I'm just going to try to run that down the center of that zigzag and create a new part line so that we can see a little bit of a scalp appearance, and I'll probably add some silicone scar tape under there as well. I like that. I can already see some scalp appearance. Let's go ahead and clip this back. And I'll put her on the blockhead and we can start steaming. I wanted to mention that I have a steaming video on my channel all about how I like to steam fibers away from the face, and I'll leave a link to that in the description box down below. This is the iSteam steamer that I like to use. It's just a handheld steamer, and really almost any handheld steamer would work for this purpose. So let's go ahead and do some steaming. When you're steaming, be sure to direct the steam at the fibers, not at the delicate lace front or monofilament portions of the cap. Keep the steamer moving. Don't leave it in any one place for more than 3 seconds. And I like to create 2 sections on the right there. I find that really helps with styling the fibers away from the face. All right, that should do it. Now I'm going to let these fibers cool completely, and I'll put her back on my head and we'll see if we like the results. Let's get a good look at her now. This method always does the trick for me. I can already tell this side is just staying out of my face so nicely now. And we have 2 clips on this side. And you can always repeat the steaming process if the shape you achieved isn't exactly what you're looking for. Okay, now we're in business. This is how I like it. You can see it's not falling forward, and if I do the test, these fibers are really staying out of my face nicely, so I am very pleased with that. I absolutely like that, and she reminds me a little bit more of portrait mode at this point, but does have some more layering and, as I said, some of these flips. But let's go ahead and look at her from all sides. Here she is from the right and the back and the left. All right, so I've had a little bit of time to look at Upstage carefully and took some photos. And I have to tell you, I just can't get used to these flips. These flips, even though you can fluff them and then they tend to curl under a little bit and to the side. I don't know if you can see that. I still am often getting this kind of a flip in the back. I don't mind them here in the front. I think this is just a gentle sort of curve under the chin that's actually very flattering. But these flips in the back are just too much for me. And I think there's a little bit of extra length back there as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim these flips. You can absolutely relax flips with steam or with heat tools. These are heat-friendly synthetic fibers. But I don't want to completely flatten and straighten the style. I just want to get rid of some of these flips in the back there, and then I think she'll look a little bit more natural without those flips. So let's go ahead and do that together. I'll put her on the blockhead and we'll do a little bit of trimming. And I wanted to mention, I do have a video on my channel all about how I like to trim my wigs, and I will leave a link to that in the description box down below. In that video, I also discuss the importance of choosing the right blockhead if you're going to do any styling or modifications on your wigs. So be sure to check that out. And let's look at that back. So you see what I'm talking about here, and we have some beautiful shorter layers. I hope you can see that. And so I definitely think we can achieve a lovely rounded shape. I just don't want these flips in the back. And if you compare, if we comb this and pull those flips straight, you can see that is pretty long. I hope you can see that. That's quite long, quite a bit longer, well, a little bit longer than the sides and the front there. And I don't mind a little bit of an A-line effect either, if that's what we end up with, but I just want to remove some of these severe flips. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to just gently comb. I am not a hairdresser or a stylist by any means. I'm just a wig wearer and have modified my wigs here and there along my journey. So I'm just sharing how I would do it. I'm not saying this is the right way or the expert way at all. I have a pair of hair trimming shears that I like to use. And so I'm just going to cut off maybe an inch and just blunt cut straight across. That's how much I cut. You might prefer point cutting. I didn't think it was necessary here. And then here on the side, I want to show you, now I'm reaching that area where the fibers are curling forward. And I don't mind that little bend, as I mentioned before. So I just kind of want to make sure that we don't have any kind of a strange change in length of fibers from the back. I think that's going to be okay. I need to raise that up a little bit so you can see better. There. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat the process on the other side and just use the previously trimmed section as a guide so that I have an even length all around. You could always take your wigs to a hairstylist and ask them to trim it professionally. I would just call ahead and mention that these are heat-friendly synthetic fibers they'll be cutting. Okay, now I'm just going to check and make sure I didn't miss any pieces. And I really recommend just doing a little bit at a time. You can always cut more, it won't grow back. You've heard that before, I'm sure. I think that's good. We still have a little bit of a flip, but definitely less extreme. You can see she still wants to bend outward in that way in the back or forward, but definitely less flips now. And they will relax over time as well. So let's go ahead. I'm going to put her on and check and see if I like it or if we need to trim a little bit more. Okay, so she's back on my head and I absolutely like this so much better. You still have a few little flips, but much less severe. You could do more. You could, as I said, heat style. But let me go ahead and show you from all sides. There she is from the right and the back and the left. I also feel like she just moves a little more naturally at this length and without all those extreme flips. So definitely don't be afraid to make these styles your own. Once you buy them, if you're not returning them, they are yours. So let's look at some styling options for Upstage. First, I just want to emphasize how versatile this style is and the different looks you can achieve with it. It's almost like you can mold these fibers to achieve whatever look you're interested in. And I've seen Upstage look so different on so many different people, just depending on how they prefer to style her. So if you really like a lot of volume, you know, you can absolutely add volume to this style. You can change the part and have her be more voluminous on top. You can absolutely fluff her and emphasize the flips if that's what you like, or you can make her much more sleek. You could even apply heat to achieve that. And because we've trimmed these flips, of course, she already looks more sleek. She does have this lovely side swept fringe, and you can absolutely emphasize that. Or you can brush this back away from the face. And yeah, let's go ahead and just look at a couple of things. I always love an ear tuck. And with this style, I think a little half ear tuck looks very cute and will keep these fibers, these shorter pieces, out of your face throughout the day. And then you can easily go back to that styling option. You could even do a full tuck. I would say this is about light to medium density, this style. And you can still see some of the flips here when you do that. And of course my dark bio hair is showing, but I feel like with the rooting, that's not too much of an issue. So absolutely, you can do little tucks. I always like to test the headband because with this extended lace front, you really get a very natural looking hairline when you do this. And this way I can show you what kind of coverage I'm getting as well. So, okay, we have that extended lace front and it goes from here to here on me. So a very generous extended lace front, natural appearing hair growth all along there. We have this lovely soft hairline and yeah, absolutely a good look just throughout the day, easy to pull those fibers away from the face. And in terms of coverage near the ears, I'm bending the ear tabs up. I don't know if you can see that. And then back down. So you are seeing my bio hair here and by my ears, and I can fit about a finger's width between my ear and the ear tab. So that's the coverage I'm getting. Really quite good. Okay, so we just go back to the original style. And next, I want to go ahead and look at this lovely color in natural light. As I mentioned earlier, this beautiful and very popular color is shaded Biscuit. So let's go ahead and read the description for this color. So we have light ash blonde, evenly blended with cool platinum blonde. And you can see those highlights, they're blended, but you can still distinguish where you have that platinum blonde a little bit in the front as well. So just beautifully blended, and then you have a dark root. And I do have the sample from the coloring, but I think here this is not that helpful because you can see that is not the color of the rooting that's on the wig. So I think in this instance, this coloring is not that helpful. I even feel that the blonde shades are a little bit lighter on the sample than on the actual style. So yeah, I think I would just look at the color on the wig to see what we have here. And I definitely want to show you the details and then do a spin. But again, we have that wonderful hairline, very soft with the lighter fibers in the front. We have a natural parting space, and I do have that piece of silicone scar sheet under there. And let's go ahead and see her from all sides. Here she is from the right and the back and the left. Just a lovely, very cool, light blonde shade with dark rooting. I can absolutely see why Upstage has been such a favorite and bestseller for so many years. This is absolutely a lovely style, especially with the modifications. Since I'm not a big fan of the flips, I absolutely prefer her now that she's looking a little more sleek. But yeah, a beautiful style. I think this side swept fringe is so fun, and you can style it back or accentuate the side swept fringe. I think it's just very pretty. I think you can achieve a voluminous look. I've seen photos of ladies wearing this style with a lot of volume up on top, and that can look really wonderful if that's the kind of look you like. I do want to remind you that these are the heat-friendly synthetic fibers, so they do require a little more maintenance than synthetic fibers do. If you're looking for a style like portrait mode and it's out of stock like it is right now, I think you could absolutely get Upstage, and with just a little bit of trimming, they look very similar. In fact, I'll insert a photo here so you can compare the two. I absolutely think they're similar styles, and Both lovely. I do think the flips here are a little different, but as I said, those are easily trimmed. So just beautiful. I love this color, this shaded biscuit. I also can see why it's so popular. The ashy and platinum blonde blend is beautiful, very cool toned, as I said before. And then that dark rooting makes it look so natural. I do want to do a quick spin because I saw that when I was outside, some of the fibers were tucked into my neckline here. So I want to make sure that you can see what that looks like with the trimming, that we do have a lovely bob style there. And I think this is a length that I feel very comfortable with. So overall, I hope my review has been helpful and informative. And as always, I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.